Nikki Bella accepts fight with Sophie Cunningham. The WWE Hall of Famer reacted after the Indiana Fever guard shared her curiosity about stepping into the wrestling world. A crossover moment between professional wrestling and the WNBA has captured attention after Nikki Bella publicly accepted a challenge involving Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham. The exchange began when Cunningham spoke casually about WWE, only for the comment to snowball into a direct response from one of wrestling's most recognizable stars. Cunningham was recently interviewed by sports broadcaster Brianna Sampairak at the SWSH Den, where the Fever guard was asked about the idea of stepping into the WWE universe. While she admitted she hasn't followed wrestling closely in recent years, her curiosity was clear. "I haven't even watched it in so long. I don't know what my name would be, but I know it would be something spicy," Cunningham said. She went on to mention that working with the Bella twins could be entertaining. That comment quickly reached Nikki Bella, who wasted no time responding in the comment section. "I'll take her on one-on-one," Bella wrote. Bella later doubled down by sharing the interview on her Instagram story, making the challenge even more explicit. "Bring it on, Sophie Cunningham," she added. Cunningham's off-season and growing WWE connection. Cunningham has been balancing recovery and public appearances during the WNBA offseason as she rehabs an MCL injury. In November, she appeared alongside Caitlin Clark at the Annika Pro-Am, serving as Clark's caddy, while also continuing to expand her podcast, Show Me Something, which has drawn more than 42,000 subscribers on YouTube. The podcast recently revealed a deeper connection to wrestling than fans may have realized. During an episode with co-host West Wilson, Cunningham shared that WWE had already reached out to her about potential involvement. She explained that wrestling played a big role in her childhood, recalling intense matches with her sister Lindsay that often became so physical their parents had to step in. Cunningham later confirmed discussions with WWE had already taken place. "They asked me to do it. You know, maybe after I retire or in the off-season, maybe us two will be the new WWE duo," she told Wilson. Wilson admitted wrestling never appealed to him, saying he always understood it was scripted. The episode closed with the pair acknowledging John Cena as he wrapped up his retirement tour in November. With Bella's public acceptance now on record, Cunningham's playful interest in WWE has turned into a very real and very public challenge. There are moments in sports and entertainment when the line between reality and spectacle blurs so completely that the result feels inevitable. Not planned, not scripted, just destined. Nikki Bella accepting a fight with Sophie Cunningham is one of those moments, a collision of two competitive universes driven by pride, power, and an unshakable belief in self. At first glance, the matchup feels improbable. Nikki Bella, a global icon of professional wrestling, a Hall of Famer whose name echoes through sold-out arenas and pop culture alike. Sophie Cunningham, a WNBA star known for her fearless play, sharp tongue, and unapologetic edge on the basketball court. Different sports, different stages, but the same fire. And fire, when left unchecked, eventually meets flame. The challenge that wouldn't fade. It didn't begin with a formal announcement or a glossy poster. It started the way modern rivalries often do, through words. Interviews. Social media sparks. Playful jabs that carried just enough truth to sting. Sophie Cunningham has never shied away from confrontation. On the court, she plays with an intensity that borders on confrontational art, turning defense into defiance and trash talk into motivation. When asked once about stepping outside basketball, Sophie smiled. Not coyly, not nervously, confidently. "I'm not scared of contact," she said. "I grew up fighting for everything I got." Those words traveled. They reached Nikki Bella. For Nikki, competition has never been limited to the ring. Wrestling may be her canvas, but resilience is her language. She's faced injuries that threatened her career, skepticism that questioned her legitimacy, and a world that often underestimated women who dared to be both powerful and popular. Nikki didn't just survive those moments, she transformed them. So when Sophie's name came up, when fans began to speculate, when the idea of a crossover bout gained traction, Nikki didn't laugh it off. She didn't dismiss it. She leaned in. Nikki Bella's yes. Accepting the fight wasn't about ego. Not entirely. It was about respect and challenge. Nikki Bella understands something fundamental about competition. Saying yes is often the hardest move. It's easier to protect a legacy than to test it. Easier to stay within familiar boundaries than to step into uncertainty. But Nikki has never been built that way. Her acceptance wasn't loud. It wasn't boastful. It was calm. Almost surgical. If she wants to step into my world, Nikki said, I'll meet her there. But understand, this isn't basketball. This is a fight. Those words shifted the narrative instantly. This was no longer a novelty idea. No longer a fan-made fantasy. It became a statement. 2 elite athletes. 2 strong personalities. 1 ring. Sophie Cunningham's edge. For Sophie Cunningham, the fight represents more than spectacle. It's an extension of who she already is. Basketball fans know her as relentless, unfiltered, and fiercely competitive. She plays like every possession is personal. She talks like confidence is currency. And she carries herself like someone who has never waited for permission. Accepting Nikki Bella's challenge means stepping into a different kind of pressure. There are no teammates to rotate in. No shot clock to reset momentum. Just stamina, instinct, and resolve. But Sophie doesn't back down from uncomfortable spaces. In fact, she thrives there. I respect Nikki, Sophie said. But respect doesn't mean fear. And that sentence alone told the world everything it needed to know. More than a fight. What makes this matchup compelling isn't just physicality, it's symbolism. Nikki Bella represents the evolution of women's wrestling, a generation that demanded to be seen as athletes, not attractions. Sophie Cunningham represents the modern WNBA player, outspoken, fearless, and unwilling to fit into outdated molds. This fight isn't about proving who's tougher. It's about proving that toughness exists in many forms. Nikki's advantage lies in experience, years of performing under pressure, mastering timing, movement, and controlled aggression. She knows how to tell a story with her body, how to pace chaos, how to turn pain into performance. Sophie's advantage lies in raw unpredictability. Her athleticism is forged in fast breaks and physical defense. Her reactions are instinctive, her endurance honed by seasons of relentless competition. She doesn't overthink confrontation, she embraces it. Put those elements together and you don't get a gimmick. You get drama. The cultural moment. Beyond the ring, this fight taps into something bigger. It speaks to a cultural shift where women athletes are no longer boxed into singular identities. They can cross sports, cross industries, cross expectations. Fans aren't asking, should they fight? Anymore. They're asking, when? The build-up alone has ignited debate. Wrestling fans argue strategy. Basketball fans debate conditioning. Social media buzzes with predictions, memes, and divided loyalties.